Hello everyone, so welcome to another video. So, everybody's been on about this today. I've been kind of slow with the news, so I'm just going to read this a little bit. Microsoft to acquire Activision Blizzard to bring joy and community of gaming to everyone across every device. Okay, so let's start with this, because this is on Microsoft's own news page. Let's just start with the title here. While I do agree that, it's good of Microsoft to try and be reaching out to more people, especially because of how popular Game Pass is, it's the whole thing of I don't associate joy and community with Activision Blizzard, especially after most recent events. So let's go down here. Legendary games, immersive interactive entertainment, and publishing expertise accelerated the growth of Microsoft's gaming business across mobile, PC, console, and cloud. Yeah. And then they show off what they've actually bought here. So underneath they've got other companies under Blizzard and Activision. So we've got Treyarch, Raven, High Moon, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, Demon Ward, Toys for Bob. So that covers, other franchises like Spyro, Crash, because obviously they're multi-platform. So it's going to rake them in a lot of money, I imagine. But, just going off this main line up here, the only two that I could really pick out that would stand out as me wanting to do it, if this was me thinking about it, would be Call of Duty and Candy Crush. Because everybody knows the whole meme about Candy Crush basically being the most casual game ever, where it rakes in a load of money because it has so many casual players. And Call of Duty because they have a franchise installment out almost every single year and it always rakes in decent money. So I can imagine those two bringing them in quite a bit on their own without, the rest of these. StarCraft, they've not had an entry in quite a long time since the last installment in StarCraft 2, but I'm not really including the esports scene in this because we know that is pretty big, as well as Call of Duty. World of Warcraft, I don't keep up to date with it because I've never really liked it, so I couldn't really comment on that. Overwatch has had its share of controversy in the past and is pretty much dead at this point, unless you're into Source Filmmaker stuff. Yes, you know what I'm on about. So yeah, Overwatch is practically dead. Overwatch 2 is in development, but because of certain things going on at Blizzard, it's probably in development hell right now with people getting switched out left, right, and center. I imagine it's been put on hold for a little bit. Diablo had its remaster of the second game, but honestly, it wasn't amazing. So some of these have fallen flat. Some of them have been really popular and always are popular. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes going forwards when I'm just looking at this image and taking it at face value. When you don't include stuff like the pro scene and all the other games under the banner, like I've said before, like multi-platforms, Crash, Spyro, those are the only ones I can think of the top of my head right now. Both of those raked in quite a lot of money and were very popular. So, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But anyway, with 3 billion people playing games today, and fueled with a new generation steeped with joys of interactive entertainment, gaming is now the largest and fastest growing form of entertainment. A lot of people have known that for quite a long time, It's pretty obvious how quickly video games have become more or less the high point of entertainment compared to movies and comics and other things, primarily because of what's going on in those industries right now, especially the comic book industry. Oof. Anyway, Microsoft will acquire Activision Blizzard for $95 per share. An all-cash transaction valued at $68.7 billion. Jeez. Including Activision Blizzard's net cash. When the transaction closes, Microsoft will become the world's third largest gaming company by revenue, behind Tencent and Sony. I hope we can get rid of Tencent at some point, because nobody likes them. At least when you talk to anybody in gaming, nobody likes them. The main thing here is just competition with Sony, between Sony and Microsoft. And I see Microsoft taking the right approach of trying to expand to more platforms, more people, get more of a user and install base, and then introduce them to Game Pass. That is what I see this plan being at the moment. The planned acquisition includes iconic franchises from Blizzard, Activision, and King, such as Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, Call of Duty, the ones that we saw above. in addition to the global esports activities through MLG. The company has studios around the world with nearly 10,000 employees, of which 9,000 of them have recently been complaining about Blizzard and Bobby Kotick's current actions, or at least actions in the past, 2 months. Bobby Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision. Oh, come on. He just had to secure himself a place, didn't he? He's been complacent in all this stuff to do with, the Cosby suite and stuff, and he manages to stay on. One part of me thinks, yeah, no, that's a pretty obvious one that was going to happen. You know, he's secured himself this position ages ago, and another part of me is like, really? Come on, do we really have to keep going through this? Because I just want to get rid of the scum. No. He and his team will maintain their focus on driving efforts to further strengthen the company's culture. Oh, I'm sure he's used that as an excuse before. Once the deal closes, Activision Blizzard business will report to Phil Spencer, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Okay, that's good there. Players everywhere love Activision Blizzard games. Not too sure on that one, but quite a lot of people enjoy them. We believe the creative teams have their best work in front of them. I hope they don't mean literally. I hope they mean looking towards the future there. Sorry, I can't get over this whole thing. If it was me going into this acquisition, I can see why they've done it. It's the whole thing of Blizzard and Activision. I've got one hell of a stink going around about them right now because of the whole thing to deal with harassment in the workplace. Honestly, I wouldn't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole if it was me. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near them. The whole thing about, you have to distance yourselves from other people. Yeah, instead of 2 meters or whatever it is, you might as well make it 100 miles, especially for Kotick, considering he's complacent in all of this. Honestly, if it was me, what I'd do is I'd buy them, keep, the IPs and everything else, take the people in Blizzard that are obviously toxic or have been responsible for this kind of stuff, and get rid of them, fold everybody else into the already good companies that we've got, and then they can help out on other IPs without being associated with Blizzard. Because at this point, Blizzard's name and Activision's name, I imagine, have been sullied quite a lot for gamers, so I wouldn't want to be associated with them. So Microsoft buying them up is kind of a good plan for them to expand, but also kind of a bad plan, because now technically Microsoft are associated with that bad sort of stink that they have. So it's a case of how will Microsoft deal with that in future. Either way, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes going forwards, given another year, see how this turns out. I definitely have seen Sony fans online complaining about this, because it's fine when they buy out companies, and they get a larger portfolio of games to add to the PlayStation list. But when Microsoft does it and goes in hard and buys quite a lot of different companies, such as the one that they did for Bethesda, it's not fine. And I think maybe that's because they know that some of the content and things in future will be timed DLC and things like that. So what we'll get is Microsoft will have priority for DLC and anything going forwards for maybe the first month or whatever, and then Sony might get it later on down the line, or will get it later on down the line, just say a month after. It's the most obvious play to try and get the edge on somebody so that they will buy on your platform first if they really want to get that experience, because gaming has become that whole thing where if you don't have something day one on launch, if you're not there with everybody else experiencing it, then the whole notion is that you're either broke as hell or it's not cool. So it's going to be interesting going forwards to see where all of this goes, and to see what Microsoft do with the problem facing them from the association now with Activision and Blizzard and the recent problems that they've had. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'll see you in the comments down below, and hopefully this will be an interesting conversation with you guys. Anyway, bye!